Guys, in today's episode, Ryan has some big news. Tyler and Jerrod have some home ownership woes, and we found the alpha of all alpha males. So enjoy the show. Boys are back in town, except for Ryan's out of town. Ryan, ladies and gentlemen, had his baby over the weekend.
Hey,
Congratulations, Ryan. He's probably smoking a stogie on his porch right now while he feeds his kid a bottle.
Yep. That's the best way to parent.
Just smoking a cigar right in his newborn's face.
Chopping up a lung.
Yeah.
You got to acclimate the kid early.
So yeah, congratulations, Ryan. Ryan had a boy.
Another boy.
6
for 6 on this podcast for boys.
That's true. We just do boys.
Yep.
Wait, what?
Whoa.
Wait, what?
We make them.
We were doing the math, like even past employees, pretty much anyone who's ever come through You Betcha, from when they come to You Betcha and afterwards, they've only had boys. I think we're up to like what, 10 to 12 boys.
Yeah, I think that's the exact
boys.
number.
So if you guys want to have a boy, just come get a job here.
You just gotta walk through the door.
We'll get it done. Yeah.
12 boys.
12 boys have been birthed after someone has worked here.
Yep.
No girls.
There's something in the water. And I would actually start to believe it a little bit if we didn't move offices twice in those years.
So I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
It's just because we got such a locker room feel
It's
here.
true.
You know?
Yeah.
Just the boys
True.
hanging out. So congratulations, Ryan. So Ryan, the clock started. Also, classic Ryan gets a couple extra days. You know, having his kid on a Saturday.
Smart man. He told Meg to hold it.
So he better be in the office. So today's Monday. 2 weeks from now, 8 a.m., you better be in the office or he's fired.
He's fired.
Good luck supporting the new kid with no salary, Ryan.
Rules are rules. He signed the handbook.
Yeah.
He did sign the handbook.
And we're not going to tell him either. He's got to listen to the podcast and know for sure when he needs to be back.
Mhm.
You should already know. It's in the handbook.
Yeah.
So next week we should do a segment that either we couldn't do because we have Ryan. You know, I don't know what that equals.
Yeah.
You know, or we should just shit on all the stuff Ryan loves.
Yeah.
You know,
We do an anti-UFC podcast.
Anti-UFC, anti-amateur baseball, anti-D3 baseball, you know, just all of it.
How to be a safe driver.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. How to avoid light poles.
Yep.
Just do an anti-Ryan podcast next week.
Just how to be calm.
Yep.
Oh.
How to think something and then not say it.
How to get a song out of your head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, how to just not yell strange noises into the ether, you know?
Yep.
I like that idea.
Yeah, the anti-Ryan podcast next week. Oh, we're so nice.
Yeah.
We're
But
good guys.
Hope you enjoy your time with your new baby, Ryan.
Yeah, he's got the new house, the new baby.
Yeah.
Everything's coming up Sheely.
Real spring vibes for Ryan.
Yep.
New beginnings all around.
Mm-hmm.
How tough is paternity leave?
Tough.
I haven't had a real paternity leave because my kid was in the NICU for the 2 weeks I would have been gone on paternity leave. So Ryan or Tyler would know more than me.
I mean, it's not exactly tough. It's just like nice to bond with the baby. You know?
I guess tough
And, like,
is the wrong word.
And mom gets like, for us, like my older two kids just still went to daycare. And so mom got a nice break where I got to hang out with the new baby. And
Gotcha.
it's no harder
Skin to
than
skin.
just having one kid. Yeah. I just had my shirt off for 2 weeks doing skin to skin.
Skin to skin contact is
Yep.
all you did.
Yep. Yeah. So I wouldn't say it's tough. I think it's just really nice.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I like, you know, if my kid was in the NICU for 2 weeks, it would have been nice because we had him in June. So like just to go to the lake for 2 full weeks maybe or
Just
something like that.
hang out
is
with your
just
baby.
like-
Yeah.
Yeah. It's kind of the vibe.
Yep.
I actually went to the lake this weekend to do some work to get
Nice.
ready for the season. So we have a screened-in porch on our lake cabin. And over the winter, just a lot of dirt and stuff gets in there. And we usually throw a rug down. So before we threw the outdoor rug down, we needed to sweep it out. And so I go grab the broom, get the little like Yeah, what's the hand broom that like you used to get like the corners? What is that even? Does it have a name?
I don't know.
It's just like a
Sweeper broom?
kitchen broom essentially that's kind of like pointed at the end.
Yep.
You kind of get in the corners.
Broom light.
So we got 2 brooms, and as I was getting the other broom, Ann was using the like kitchen broom and getting the corners and stuff. And I walked in, and I had flashbacks to cleaning the garage with my dad. But not what you think. I now know what my dad felt
Uh-oh.
when I would sweep and half-ass the job.
Did you see red?
Well, it was just like she's sweeping, and then like you could tell her body language was like, got that portion of the patio swept, and I'm looking at it, and there's just dust streaks there that's like whatever, and I'm like, here, give me that, let me show you how to do this. And whatever. And then we were at dinner with her mom for Mother's Day afterwards, and I was like, I had to teach Ann how to sweep today. She was like, really, are you serious? But just flashbacks to my dad.
Happy Mother's Day, Ann. Sweep the thing.
Well, she wanted to, but she didn't know the technique when you use the big push broom.
Mm-hmm.
You push it and then you bang it on the ground a few times to get the extra dirt off, and then you go and do it again. She didn't know that. I had to show her how to do that.
You got to get into a rhythm. Just. Yep.
And so.
Is there a chance she weaponized her incompetence?
She may.
Absolutely, Jerrod.
She may have taken a page out of my book. Yeah.
This is you putting laundry detergent in the dishwasher.
Yeah.
There you go.
I can't sweep. I don't know how to do it.
And so we bought the cabin from an older, so it was built in the 90s, and on the outside in the screened in porch, obviously it's just outside, but it's still like a room, and they put like wood around the bottom of the wall in there. Well, there's no drain in the patio, so it I think it just runs away from the house, like underneath the wall and just like into the yard, right? Well, all of the like wood is now warping and like rotting. So then I'm in the corner with the broom, and I'm like sweeping, but because the like wood behind it is deteriorating, it just keeps
knocking shit loose,
spawning more stuff. And at some point I just had to be like, if I keep sweeping, I'm gonna actually make it dirtier.
The whole house is gonna come down.
Yeah, I was like, I just have to stop in this corner, I think.
Just get a shop vac underneath there, get all the rotted shit out.
Yeah, so Jerrod, add that to my list of something I got to figure out with that.
The rotting wood.
Yeah,
Okay.
I got to stain the bench. I got to figure out the rotting wood. It's
The 2 things.
the list is growing.
It's getting to be a lot. Okay, and at some point, I'm gonna end up throwing in the towel. I think
Fuck it.
Just fuck it. It's not even worth it. Let the whole house fall down.
Summer's almost over anyway.
I mean, we're sneaking up on Memorial Day weekend. Like summer's basically over at this point. So
Corn's almost knee high right
I
now.
think we got to play for 2026.
Nice long punt.
Yeah. Because then I'm like, all right, here's what we could do. We could like tile it out here. It'd be kind of cool. And then I can run the tile up underneath all the screens and like the window area, whatever. And so then we were talking to someone who tiles, and they're like, you're not going to want to do that, because then the tile is just going to crack over the winter and it's going to be this and that. And then I'm thinking, if we tile it all the way up, how's the water going to get out? Because there's no drain. And basically I just went on this half-hour thing of like what I could do to fix the situation. Just concluded that, yeah, let's not do anything.
You could do like some plastic. Like, what is that?
That plastic sounds good. Yeah,
that faux.
Plastic usually looks good.
No, it's like they have like the basically fake rubber looking ass wood that you can put around the bottom instead.
Yeah, something like that.
I don't know what the fuck it's called.
I don't know.
Not vinyl. That'll get shitty.
But you know what? This is classic. Anyone who has a lake cabin or has been to lake, they always just say, well, it's the lake.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be dirty.
It's supposed to be dirty. It's supposed to look a little raggedy.
It's charming.
It's the lake.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I kind of concluded. But yeah, it's so we were gonna sweep the patio together, and it just ended up me sweeping and showing Ann how to do it. All right, guys, prize picks time of the week.
Mm-hmm.
You guys feeling good this week?
I feel great. My pick was the only one that hit that last week.
Yeah, I know. I saw that. Well, guys, right now, if you sign up on Prize Picks with code YBR, you can get $50 instantly when you play your first $5 lineup. You don't need to win your lineup to receive the $50 bonus. It's just guaranteed, just like that.
Easy peasy lemon squeezy.
Tyler, you're feeling good after last week?
I do feel good. I feel really good.
Mine was close. I think I was like 1 point away or something like that. But this is our week.
This is. Every week's our week.
Ryan's gone, but he even's got a pick for us. So what's Ryan's pick, Jerrod?
It's Nas Reed more than 11.5 points assists.
Okay. Nas Reed's known for being clutch. This is a closeout game for him coming up, correct?
Mm-hmm.
What do you got, Jerrod?
I got Mitchell Robinson less than 4.5 points.
Poor Mitchell.
Not
I just have no faith in him.
Historically bad at free throws.
He just can't make them.
Can't make, and they do hack a shack on him too. So
Yeah, hack a Shaq. He was like Shaq sweating at the free throw line.
he's worse.
Oof.
Yeah.
I got Jaden McDaniels more than 7.5 rebounds and assists.
I like it.
And Tyler?
Dante DiVincenzo more than 11.5 points and assists.
Okay. So there we go, guys. If you want to roll with us, hit that lineup. If you got any hot streaks, let us know. And also send us any slips that you got that you just crushed.
Yeah, slip
Love
picks.
to see it.
Send us your slip picks.
Send slip picks.
Yeah. Please.
Good talk. So, guys, remember to use code YBR. $50 on your first $5 lineup. Good luck. And I think the Wolves are going to close it out.
I hope so. It's fun. We had Mother's Day brunch out at our lake as well. The whole family was there. And we just have a camper. And we're in the middle of Mother's Day brunch. Like everybody's eating, and Grandpa just decides that that's the perfect time to start weed whacking around the deck. Just like, I literally, because you can't hear that good anyway. So I just yell, I'm like, hey, do you think this is maybe not the best time to be doing this?
Dads literally will be like, so you guys are having a nice time right now? You're really enjoying the peace and quiet? Sweet. I'm going to mow the lawn.
Yeah, it was unbelievable. I was like, what are you doing?
So now would be a bad time for me to weed whack? Cool.
he got it done.
It never fails.
No,
Yeah.
I couldn't believe he was
It's because he got out there and he had forgotten that he was going to do that.
Mm-hmm.
And then he couldn't think about anything else until that got done.
Mm-hmm. Well, 100%.
It's like when my child, he'll be playing with something and then I pull out a can, any can of some sort. He now can't think about anything else other than getting his hands on the can that's in my hand.
Mm-hmm.
That's how mine is with hats.
Yeah,
Needs
just-
to have the hat.
Just, he could be having the time of his life and he hears, and he's just like, where was that? Give it to me. And then he like tries to grab the top, and it's like sharp.
Yeah.
And you're like, get your hand out of there.
Chip off the old block.
So now I just let him like suck on the side of the can.
Smart.
just
Good
give him a
compromise.
full one. He can't cut his hand
Yeah.
if it's not open.
Once in a while I'll do that. But yeah, that's how dads are with any project.
Yeah, well, I think he showed up and he had to help get everything ready for brunch, and he was probably just staring at the untrimmed lawn.
And he wanted to do it, but your grandma's probably like, we got to do these other things
Yep.
first. That can wait.
Yep, and the second the food was all done, he was free from his duties helping set up, and he's like, I got to weed whack now.
Did he mow the lawn before?
Yeah, he'd mowed the lawn, but
Huge
it was
mistake.
job
you
wasn't
gotta
done.
weed whack before you mow the lawn
Yeah.
so that you can get all the clippings.
No, I'm with that.
Yeah, I think it's weed whack after.
No,
Really?
I like weed whacking before,
I think you
Oh.
gotta weed whack beforehand.
because then you know exactly what you need to get with the mower too.
Oh, I've always weed whacked after. I always felt like that was better.
There are positives to both,
Mhm.
but
What's the positive to weed whacking after?
because then you know, like, so let's say you don't weed whack quite enough around a tree. If you do it after, you know exactly what you have
yeah,
to get.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're right.
Yeah.
I just like because there's always like there's just like a line of like fresh clippings around everything then from the thing where you can suck it up
So-
and blow it around with the mower.
Basically, if you're not bagging, do it after. Weed whack after. If you are bagging, weed whack first.
Okay.
There we go.
That's fair.
I mean, and Tyler knows this stuff because Tyler, he started a lawn mowing business in college, and then he exited out of that.
Yes.
and
Retired from it.
Yeah,
Yeah, and
no, he sold the business.
I retired from the lawn mowing game. I no longer get paid for my services.
I like to pride myself on being a business guy, and you sold more businesses than I have, Tyler.
True.
So who's the real entrepreneur in this room?
I think it's me, Mr. Lawn Guy.
Mhm.
I just got a new to me zero turn, and I'm kind of right back in the game.
Are you?
I got on the horse and I was like, this feels good.
I imagine that when you get on that thing, your wife just looks out of the living room window and just goes, "He's mowing the fuck out of that lawn."
I hope so.
And then your kid looks out the window and he's like, "He's mowing the frick out of that lawn." And then your baby just goes, which means he's mowing the fuck out of that lawn.
I hope that's exactly what happened.
I imagine the first time you used the zero turn that you now have baby number 4 on the way.
There's a chance.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Jerrod, didn't you you just mowed this weekend for the first time at your new place, right?
My lawn is about 15 yards wide, 15 yards long, or whatever. Like
about 45 feet ish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
It's a 45 by 45 square
Yeah.
to mow.
And it took me 3 hours to mow it. So we got this push mower from my wife's aunt, and I get it, started mowing. I heard a terrible noise. I thought I got a rock, but apparently what happened is that the lawnmower handlebars are like too far down, so the lawnmower blade was hitting the handles underneath. It was a terrible sound. So I got out of that, figured that out. I had to hammer one of the handlebars back up with WD-40 and everything. So that took me like an hour to do. Finally got to work it again. I started mowing for about 5 more minutes. Mower dies. I'm like, oh, it's out of gas. Yeah. And I look in there and it looks like there was gas in there. And I'm like, what the fuck? It's not running. I keep like trying to start and everything. I go inside, like watch like 10 YouTube videos on like what's wrong with my mower, like check the carburetor, the spark plug and everything. And then my dad called me. He's like, just drain the gas and put new gas in it. I'm like, okay, I'll drain the gas. I drained the gas. Only like 2 drops came out. So it was out of gas this entire time. All I had to do was put gas on it. So it took me like 2 extra hours of mow the damn lawn.
Oh my God.
Jerrod.
You're like, I should have just mowed this with the scissors at this point.
Well, there was one point I was so desperate to get this because my grass is pretty high. I was like, I might have to weed whack this whole thing. I just have an electric weed whacker. So it's self-inflicted errors.
Yeah, I mean, you miss the apartment now, Jerrod.
Much easier.
But this is the stuff because now you'll never make those mistakes again.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Every time you go up to a mower, you're gonna check the gas, you do all those things, and that's the beauty of home ownership. Is hopefully you only have to make all those mistakes once. Just get it out of the way right away.
Do it again.
Yeah.
What was weird is like the gas. It looked like there was gas in it, and I put my finger in there, and I don't know. Obviously, it wasn't.
Tasted like gas.
It tasted kind of good.
That's gas.
Yeah.
Smelled good.
Hey, it's just a classic example of the simplest solution is usually the right one.
Exactly.
Jake probably has some law about that.
Occam's razor.
Occam's
Yeah.
razor. Yeah, it's fucking whatever.
Yeah, he was related to Occam.
Really?
No.
Oh.
And I told my wife this could be my toughest mow of the year, and I got it done. So
Yeah.
it only took 3 hours.
Well, and God gives his toughest battles to his strongest soldiers. Jerrod, and you showed out that day. You know,
It was terrible. It was so hot yesterday too, and
it was hot.
Hot and windy, and grass is sticking to you. You're sitting on the ground, just pissed off.
Yeah,
Did you spaz a little bit?
a little bit. Yeah, there was one moment I watched like 10 YouTube videos, and I just stared at my lawn for like a minute because you don't know what to do next.
What do I do now? You son of a bitch. Me versus you.
Yeah, it's like I gotta get this done.
How close are you to just spazzing on the mower?
Well, what helped was with the hammer and the WD-40 on the handlebar, that took out a lot of aggression.
Correct. You
Good.
did spazz
Good.
on it,
Yeah,
essentially.
and it worked.
Yeah.
So
I can't tell you guys enough how well spazzing on things works in terms of fixing it.
Couldn't believe it. So yeah, I just hammered that.
I mean, when I was working concrete, the amount of times we'd be trying to fix something and we all look at each other and like, I think it's just time just to spazz on it, and then it would work.
Mm-hmm.
You just start beating the shit out of. I don't even know what tool is, like a saw or something.
Yeah, or even to like move, because to square up a house, you'd have to like move whole walls, and like you'd be like, because you'll start with like your feet up on the bank and your back on the wall, and then try and do it, and it isn't moving. Eventually, you just end up like donkey kicking it and like running and hitting it. Take a sledgehammer and put a board there and hit it with that. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
this just feels good. So you're gonna be a bagger or a mulcher?
Mulcher for now. I
Yeah.
gotta get my feet underneath me, and then we can bag it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there you go.
I need to get a couple good more mows in, and then I can
Yeah.
upgrade to a bag. So
Yeah,
I've started a mulch pile.
have you?
Mm-hmm.
So you're
For-
bagging it, and then
Yeah, well, I don't have a bagger, so I've been strategically
Bagger.
mowing it into a pile.
so you just start on the edge and just go in a
In
circle.
a big ass circle, and I rake it all up into a pile, and it's sitting in the woods to compost for the garden.
Nice.
you could get horses.
I could, but I don't want chickens, so I really don't want horses.
A horse is just a big chicken. That's all it is.
That's even worse. But I spazzed a little bit this weekend too. My washing machine broke.
Yeah, it's Spaz of the Week is the new segment.
Yeah.
We just decided.
Yeah, I think
I spazzed on Ann about how she sweeps. You spazzed on your mower, and now what did you spazz on?
I spazzed on my washing machine. So my washing machine is older. My old one is older than all of us in this room. It's an old Maytag that has 0 buttons, just the dial that makes the noise that you turn.
That's what we had growing up.
Yep.
So it is old.
So bad boy wouldn't drain. It would get all the way to the spin cycle and then just turn off and then buzz at us nonstop. So
So like the washer was just full of water then?
completely full of water.
So what did you do?
So I went to Old Reliable right away, went to YouTube, and it seemed like the most likely culprit is there was a sock stuck in the pump or something. So I get under the hood of my washing machine and I watch this guy execute it perfectly. So I've got clamps to pinch off the hose so that when I pull it off the plug, water doesn't spray everywhere. I got everything ready to go and I do it all textbook. Pump, brand new. Whoever had the old owner of this house had already replaced the pump. The pump was perfectly fine. There's nothing in it. And I've completely deconstructed my washer at this point. So then I'm like, all right, that's not the problem. I can't figure out the problem by Googling. So then I go to old trusty AI and we're hashing this out. And they give me a list of like 12 tests. And I'm running through the tests. None of them are giving me the answer of why this thing won't work until the very end. It's like, well, your circuits could just be fried. And I was like, well, then it wouldn't turn on, right? And it turns out it just died. AI can't figure it out. The internet can't figure it out.
It just died from natural causes.
It died of natural causes.
Just finally gave up, you know?
And it went right when I finally was like, oh, well, fuck, now I got to get a new one. My clamp slipped off the goddamn hose because it was still a little wet down
And it
there.
flooded your basement.
And I don't have a basement drain. And so I just got blasted in the face with dirty laundry water. And I was just like, and I'm
Now,
sure
if there was a hot chick in your family, famous hot chick, there'd be a lot of guys on the internet willing to drink that dirty laundry water.
Yeah. Well, my
Expensive.
wife probably thought I dropped the water on me because I put on a clinic of cussing. I was very angry. I finally got it stopped. And then my fix was I didn't have a hose. Like I had a garden hose, but I don't have a piece of hose small enough to like put on this thing. So I went outside, got a tote, and then I found an old vacuum cleaner that the previous owner had left. And I deconstructed the hose off of that, put it on the pump, and ran it into the tote. So that's how I ended up getting
Smart.
the water out of there.
Smart.
But I was ready to throw that washer across the fucking room.
You're just soaking wet.
Soaking wet. I'm sitting in a puddle of used water.
I mean, I think that's the worst part. It's just like you're not only mad, but you're also wet.
Mhm.
That's just, it's just insult to injury.
Yep. Oh, and to top it off, so I did think I fixed it the first time. And so then we did it again. So we ran it to see if I fixed it, and it didn't fix it. So I did this whole thing twice.
Fuck.
Yeah. But we got a new one off Facebook Marketplace that's not new. So we'll see.
Does it work?
We'll find out.
Oh, you haven't got it yet.
I got it and I installed it last night, and I was like, honey, can we just save it till tomorrow to test it? I want to just kind of feel like the job's done right now.
Mhm.
I don't want to find out if I'm staying up tonight and mopping the basement up.
So Tyler today is just wearing whatever shirt was in the back of his closet because he doesn't have any laundry done.
Well, the shitty thing that the load of laundry that broke the washer essentially was our towels. So we had like 3 fucking towels to wipe up this mess.
Oh no.
Because all the towels were already soaked.
waterlogged. Yeah.
So I'm like cleaning it up with blankets and shit.
Oh,
Did you guys
no.
do the twist technique to get all the water out of the towels?
Like wring them out.
Yeah, like one person holds it and the other person just keeps spinning it and you just keep going and
That's
going
smart.
and going.
No, I also installed a clothesline this weekend. So,
I mean, yeah.
so we hung them up on the clothesline, they're drying out. But yeah, so I also spazzed at something.
Well, next time your washer breaks, just put some swim trunks on
Smart.
so you don't get your clothes.
Smart.
Yeah, just get a wetsuit for
Yeah.
fixing the washer.
Yeah.
What are you doing fixing the washer?
Then he just goes like this and puts goggles over his eyes.
No, I get the nose ones. I'm fixing the washer.
Yeah.
You got a clothesline now.
Yeah, that's luckily I don't have any washer and dryer issues yet.
Until you do.
I did have the this is funny. The other week actually the washer wasn't working. And then it's like I can't get it to do this and that. And I was like, well, maybe it's just the breaker, right? Like she's like, well, the dryer works. So I'm like, okay, but the dryer's got like a different plug-in, like it's one of those like heavy duty
the big
boys. So I went in there, I was like, yeah, the washer has a regular plug-in, whatever. And I was like, so then I knew that was probably the issue. So I was like, man, I'm just gonna, she's getting the shower. I was like, you shower, I'll get that thing fixed. So I go down to the basement with the breaker and sure as shit, that just said to flip the breaker or whatever, hang out there for a couple extra minutes to see like I'm doing something, go up there working great. And I walk in and I like do kind of the like, I got it fixed. And she's like, what'd you do? I'm like, don't worry about it.
You gotta stick your hands underneath the dryer, get a little grease on your hand.
Yeah. So you just grab a shop towel and just
Yeah.
walk in going like this with my hands.
All good, honey.
That's the best feeling in the world, though, that something's not working and it's just the breaker.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
God, it feels great flipping that switch.
It's just such a huge sigh of relief too. Like normally you don't want that, but you look at the breaker, you're like, fuck yeah, one's not flipped the right way.
Mm-hmm.
And it's satisfying
Probably.
when you flip it too.
Mm-hmm.
Because like you did extra work.
Yep.
Also, I have this one breaker in my house. It's like the outlets in the hallway, upstairs and downstairs. I like put them on the same one, and it's constantly tripping. Is that because there's something not wired correctly, or why is just that one thing? And we don't ever use the outlets in the hallway, like very rarely. Like, why does that trip?
You're asking the
Screw this.
guy that thought a baseboard heater was a plug-in. So my electrical skills are not the ones to consult.
Do any listeners got it? Is it just like something that they didn't hook up right, or what?
So again, I already prefaced that this isn't my area of expertise. You have a newer house. It could be some sort of energy saving situation where it knows it's not being used, so it just turns off.
Absolutely not, Tyler.
It could be.
It's just
It
no
could
way.
be.
That
Right.
would be so annoying.
But it just like it's saving you money.
Yeah, but not really.
You go
What,
1
maybe
month.
50 cents a month.
That adds
Put that
up.
in the S&P 500, you got $5 in 5 years.
No, that's not how it works. I would
Close
have
enough.
$1 in 7 years, and
Gotcha.
then $2 in 14, and then $4 in 21 years.
My apologies.
Jesus Christ. Between you two giving advice about these two topics, I don't know.
One patron pretend to be an electrician. Just tell me I'm right.
Yeah, there you go.
Thanks, guys.
It'd be like Joe the electrician.
Yep.
I gave advice on that one guy asking about if this might have been on Patreon about how to lose weight, you know?
Mm-hmm.
The one guy was like, well, actually, you know, not fasting until 2 p.m. You don't have to do that. You just have to be in calorie deficit. And I was like, dude, I said that. I said, if you want to lose a lot of weight quickly, just do that. But if you don't want to do that, just eat less calories is what I said. So whoever comments that, I just wanted to clear the air.
Get off my ass.
I'm an exercise scientist. I know what I'm talking about. It was for his specific scenario. He wanted to lose some weight fast. The best way to do that is not eat, okay? Jesus.
Jeez.
Just,
Yeah, there's more than one way to skin a cat.
Yeah.
Type of thing.
exactly.
And number one way to lose weight is to starve yourself, dude.
Essentially.
Yeah, it's marketed as fasting, Tyler.
Yes.
Okay. That's all it is.
That's how you brand it.
In Fargo, they have the parade of homes.
Yep.
You guys know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know what
don't-
it is. I've never done it.
Yeah, I don't know if other cities do it or they call it something else, but essentially all the home builders build a home. They then make it an open house that people can go. There's like 30 houses on the parade of homes. You can go and see cool houses and all of that, right? It's a marketing tool for the home builders in Fargo. Well, there was 2 homes in my neighborhood on the parade of homes this year. And so, and I go, let's just go for a walk, just walk through them, just check them out.
Just fucking check it out.
And it's so funny that it doesn't matter what house it is. You go walk through an open house at a new house, and the whole time you're just looking for dumb shit that they did. You know, you walk in immediately, you're like, I would have pushed this wall out here and made this living room bigger because they're gonna regret that. You know,
Right.
they made the dining room way too big. That's wasted square footage if I've ever seen it. You know,
Mhm.
maybe they should have spent less money on the outside of the house and put more money into this kitchen because this is where you spend the most time. You know,
Well,
Mhm.
for me, I've never done the parade of homes, but like even house hunting and places to live, like I was always the eternal optimist. Like I found everything good about a house until I decided I didn't want it. And then it was like, oh yeah, you're right. Look at this thing here.
yeah,
Oh,
it's
look-
like it's like a girl you're dating, and then all of a sudden you're like, I don't know if I'm feeling it, and then you just start noticing all the
Yep.
bad stuff she does.
So yeah, there was like
all
this,
the annoying things she says just hit you in the face.
Mhm. So like I would go in and my wife would be like, ooh, this part right here isn't great. I'm like, but we could do this with it and it's awesome. And then by the time maybe it's too overpriced and be like, yeah, you're right. That fucking that archway there is really stupid.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's like always funny because like a lot of the stuff you point out about this house, you also have that issue at your house.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, wait, pot calling the kettle black.
For
It's like,
sure.
what are we doing?
Yep.
I had an all-time line. You know, we walk in this one house, and after we got out, we were walking out, and I was just looked at it, and I go, it's just the wrong house layout for this lot. And I was right, okay? I wouldn't have done that layout on that specific lot, but that's just me, you know? No backyard. There's a weird garage set up. I just was, hey, calling a spade a spade.
Calling a lot a lot.
Yeah. I just thought that was funny because it's like you've seen the videos of people doing that when you're boating around on the lake
Yeah.
and seeing these like $4 million homes and you're like, Yeah, but do you really need that much space? You know, I don't really like the look of that one. It's almost too big.
I put the basketball hoop in the front yard. not
Yeah.
the back yard.
There's literally like a $7 million property on the lake we have the camper on. And the last time I kayaked by it, I'm like, I'm not even in a real fucking boat.
You don't even have a motor.
Yeah. I kayaked by, I'm like, that dock lift is just obnoxious.
Yeah.
Just like, well, Tyler, you're in a campground owned kayak as you paddle by from your campground.
Yeah, and it's like, you know, it's a cool house, but I wouldn't want to be on that hill.
Yeah.
Go up and down those stairs to the lake. You couldn't pay me.
You got to clean all those windows.
Yeah.
With a lot of trees. That's going to be a lot of sticks for them to pick up before they mow.
You have that small of a swimming pool by your lake.
Yeah.
It doesn't even have a good view.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was my went to the parade of homes. It's an interesting deal.
Mm-hmm.
What's the point of that? Is it to sell those houses or is it to be
One,
like
to sell the houses, and also for like the builders, like you then can see a builder's style,
Gotcha.
and their craftsmanship. And
Are some of them
decide
like-
to go with?
like the prefab type deals where you basically order a house? You're like, I want this model.
Yeah, they usually, if you want to make money in building houses, you essentially have like 5 main floor plans you just cycle through,
Mm.
because then the people that are building it know how to do it efficiently. Then the design process is slower or
Yeah.
faster, all that stuff. Now, the problem with that is that you then end up having every home in that city just looking all the same.
Every
cutter.
fifth house. Yeah.
But it's like, it's kind of a double-edged thing, right? It's like everything looks cookie cutter, but it's like also one of the easy, like the best way to make money is building houses is by doing the same plan over and over again. So
Well, and
you
it
get
makes-
really fast at it.
and for the buyer too, it makes them affordable.
Yeah, it makes it more affordable.
Yeah.
Unless you want to add something on, then they just jack up the price.
Yeah.
It's a whole thing.
What do you get, like 2 free customizations?
Yeah, I don't know. I remember when we were building our house, we kind of started talking to one of those cookie cutter guys. And I was like, well, like, can we just like make this room 2 feet, just push this wall out 2 feet? And they're like, that's going to be, $25,000. You're like,
Jesus.
Jesus Christ.
Like, I'm telling you, this just isn't the right layout for our lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just not the right layout for the lot. And then you just kind of want to be like, okay, I want you to pretend like that's just, you almost try to convince them, like, I think you should just like make it 2 feet wider as your base plan. I mean, it just doesn't even make sense the way you have
Just
it.
try to tweak their entire operation.
Just gaslight them into thinking that their plan is wrong and that I'm not just trying to save a buck,
25 G's.
But yeah, it's like, it sucks for every house looks the same, but also it's great for the
Mhm.
builder because then they can make money and whatever.
Mm-hmm.
It's so funny too. When I was working concrete, we would get a custom home that we would have to do the basement for. And nothing would piss off my coworkers more than an architect who thinks that he is someone.
Yeah.
Hot shot.
Because then you'd have like a 14-inch jog in like a little curve, 14 inches that would be a pain in the ass because our forms don't work that way or whatever. Or it'd be like a 30-degree angle, wall instead of a 45 or a 90-degree. And it would just, the amount of spazzing that would happen as soon as we had to do anything that wasn't just a box. Hammers thrown, fucking architect, they think they're hot shit, So,
It's just the most minor thing.
yeah, it's like, if you were positive about it, you'd be like, oh, it's kind of like fun to work on a different project than just doing a box.
No.
But to those guys, no, I am here to do a box, and if I have to do anything else, it's Armageddon.
So that's how we were with HVAC guys. If they put a unit somewhere on the roof that wasn't on the plans, we're like, we gotta fucking change our grade and we gotta put different insulation here. This ruins the whole fucking roof.
Yeah.
It's just like, we just want to put material to make it watertight and bounce.
And then the HVAC guys probably like, they want this unit here instead of over here.
It's go up the chain of line. Right? The architect's like, the fucking homeowner wants this 26-degree angle in their house. I can't do anything about it.
Shit runs downhill.
Yep.
It's everybody's fault but your own.
100. That is construction. If you had to sum it up in one sentence, it's that. Everyone sucks but us.
Yep.
This is essentially the construction motto.
What do you think the construction world would be like if we were all just like understanding with each
Yeah,
other?
if they like had good communication skills.
Right.
If construction had good communication skills and a positive attitude, like, do you think we are the Jetsons?
We colonized Mars by now.
Rome would be built in one day.
Yeah.
Yeah. The only reason why Rome wasn't built in a day is because construction workers were working on it.
Because the masons and the blacksmiths couldn't get on the same fucking page in Rome.
Communication silos, they were all hungover and they just had a piss poor attitude about it. I gotta fucking build another, marble column.
Yeah.
This is horse shit.
And I can't do it till the goddamn aqueduct guys finish around me.
Don't even get me started. What was wrong with what we had before? Now they want to install these new things called a sewer system in this city.
What's wrong with the damn chamber pots?
Yeah.
You shit in the pot, you throw it out.
God damn it.
And it doesn't get in my way.
And those sewer guys never show up on time.
They do shit work.
In that time, let's get the slaves in here to finish it up.
Yeah, at that time, yeah. Oh, man. So, yeah, I'm glad you guys got a good spaz this weekend.
Yeah, felt good. Therapeutic now that the dust is, well, we'll see if it's settled after Becca tests it today.
Yeah.
Yeah, you told her to wait till you got home.
Well, I told her to do it when I'm not home, so I can't immediately get pissed off at it.
Yeah, but what if it just starts spewing water?
I showed her where to turn the water off.
There you go.
So
Nice.
Yep.
I think the heat got to all of us in a different way.
Yep.
That's why we all spaz.
First huge heat of the year.
Mhm.
Everyone's on edge on the first heat of the year.
My brother, when we were working concrete, it was like we would show up to the job site and everyone would be like, it's going to be a hot one today. And they're like, yeah, Mason's going to be crabby all day. My older brother just hates the heat. Just no ability to be in a good mood if it's hot out. I don't know what it was.
It was the heat, not the humidity.
Yeah.
And then you're just praying he remembered to put deodorant on that day.
Ugh.
Otherwise, you'd be just getting whiffs of hamburger pits in your face.
Crabby and stinky.
Yeah. That doesn't make him sound good, does it? He's a good guy. He's usually pretty happy, except for when it gets to be like 82.
Yeah, he's a good guy, sub 75 degrees.
Yep.
Other than that, though, he kind of sucks.
Great around Christmas.
Yeah.
Loves winter.
Mhm.
Oh, well, should we take a break, boys?
Yeah.
Guys, before we get on with the rest of the episode, I got to remind you that we got merchandise over at oubetcha.com. Tyler and I are wearing the Boys Are Buzzing duo right now. He's got the black hat. I got the gray and white trucker hat on. We got all sorts of stuff over there. And also, it would make Ryan happy if, he's on paternity leave. One, you guys order a bunch of stuff and he doesn't have to fulfill it. He doesn't have to, we got someone else to do that in the office, right? And two, next week, if you want to order some stuff, it would be awesome if he had a bunch of work to come back to.
Yeah.
That would be great.
I was just going to say, we can just not fulfill it till he comes back.
Yeah.
Just have a disclaimer on there. Be like, hey, sorry, things are backed up.
We're trying to prank Ryan.
Ryan's
Yeah.
out of town.
We're just trying to really mess with him. So please wait for your
We
package.
do the out of town Ryan sale.
We should. The last weekend he's on paternity leave, we'll have a paternity package sale and just sling it. So when he comes back on that Monday, he's just in over his eyeballs.
I think he would love it. Actually.
I know. That's the worst part.
That's the problem. We could just. This is what would actually bug him if we just crushed it and he comes into nothing in the queue.
Yeah, he would feel weird.
And we just dominate it while he's gone. He'd be like,
he'd have so much pent up energy and no release.
yes.
Yep.
So who knows where that energy would go?
So I kind of want to find out. I guess I got to get on my merch A game for the next 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm. So guys, if you want to, I don't know, just buy a bunch of stuff. So Ryan's either mad he's missing out or mad that he's got a shitload of work when he gets back. Go to oubetcha.com and check it out. And you can also go check out our Patreon at patreon.com/youbetcharadio or search us on the Patreon app. We have an extra episode every week on there, plus some special events we do, plus the water cooler talk, which I think is kind of the most fun part about it.
We got the Friday night threads now too.
Yeah, dude, I like the Friday night threads a lot.
I am in the dark.
So Jerrod puts out a post every Friday night. It's like, what are you up to? And then we just get hundreds of responses to seeing what the patrons are up to. And our patrons are funny as shit, dude. They're funnier than us.
I agree.
Mm-hmm.
I agree. Collectively, the patrons you can't beat that type of humor.
No.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you get on the water cooler talk. I'm sure there's going to be some water cooler talk about Ryan, and whatever you guys do, don't go in there and guess what his baby's name is. Don't go to the water cooler talk. Don't try and be funny. This is a special moment for Ryan. Don't ruin it with saying what he should name his baby. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So just don't do that.
Just don't do it.
I was watching, I don't know, Instagram or TikTok over the weekend. You know what is the most insufferable part of the internet? There's like this group of people that like show you techniques on how to move and operate the world to make yourself either seem fancier or more powerful and all this other stuff. I came across a video of a guy showing us how to enter a room.
Was it like a British dude?
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that too.
It just was like, what? Who cares? If that's what you're worried about in life, you've lost the plot. You are screwed.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, most people will walk into a room like this, and he walks in, then turns his back to the room and shuts the door and then turns around.
That's not what we do, first of all.
How do you do it?
I just fucking shut the door. I don't turn around to do it.
Yeah, I mean, I know what he was saying anyways.
Okay.
But he's basically like, if you turn around, then all the attention goes off of you and you are shutting yourself off the room. So what you need to do is you need to come into the room, step to the side, continue to face the room, and shut the door behind you. And I was just like, that makes me want to leave the room that you're thinking about that.
Yeah.
If you are so that uncharismatic and or like, if this is what you need to do to get ahead in life, I don't think you should be even.
You're pretty far behind.
You're behind.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just saw it. I was like, this is so dumb.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because people keep trying to like hack life and just like do these.
Now we're hacking how we're closing the door.
Right. Yeah. It's like,
and also, who's the target market on this? Most people on the internet are never going to be in a scenario where how you enter the room is going to make or break a situation. Maybe if you're like a world leader and you're trying to generate a powerful stance at all times for negotiation purposes, maybe.
And that's maybe, yeah.
Maybe it works for that.
Right.
Like, who's actually going to need that?
I mean, job interview? Maybe, but like
Big maybe.
you conducted interviews. I've conducted interviews. I have never once paid a single ounce of attention.
Well, his argument is just subconscious, Tyler. It's not you're not
There we
thinking
go.
about it.
That's how they brand it.
But like, I remember like, I don't know, a year ago, like there was the same kind of thing. There was this gal that would like show women how to be more proper. And it was like, don't drink your drink like this, drink it a different way. And it's like, how do you care how can you care that much about what other people are thinking of every movement you're doing that you got to act this way?
Narcissism.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. I saw it this weekend. And I just had to tell you guys about it because it just pissed me off.
The problem with you telling us is now I'm going to be thinking about how the fuck I close the door every time I walk.
Now I'm going to intentionally turn my back just to spite that guy.
I'm just going to be thinking about it, and I'm going to be closing it so awkwardly because I'm going to be thinking about the motion instead of just doing it.
I think the real power move that he fucking missed is don't close the door.
Yeah, leave it open.
Just walk in and tell someone else to close it. That's the power move.
Get a bitch.
Yeah, get a door, bitch.
That's an alpha.
Yeah, if you were really powerful, you just have a butler following you around, closing doors for you.
That would make me pay attention.
You walk into a room and then someone else would go to close it, and if you're real powerful, you would say the staff will get it.
Yeah,
and then you would ring a bell and they'd come close the door.
Yeah, we don't close doors; we open that fucker.
Thank you, Bernard.
Yeah, I have an open door mindset about this scenario.
So you could brand that; it would crush on TikTok. Just do the opposite of what that guy said.
Yeah, just carbon copy, rip every piece of content he does, and just do the exact opposite. Spin zone to make it sound better than what he said.
It would totally work.
It would. Well, I found my new mission in life.
Ruined this guy's career.
Just who's the market for that?
I don't know.
I think Insecure.
It's like people watching it are like on their couch eating fucking Cheetos with their belly hanging out and their hands down their pants, and they're like, "Yeah, I should enter the room like that." That would probably further my situation.
I've been saying this for years. This is how you got to do it. I'm telling you.
I have to send this to Kyle. He's totally gonna agree.
Kyle's gonna love this one.
All right, Jerrod, what do we got next?
I'm gonna show you guys this video.
Okay, we got a video.
The title is from Cringe TikToks. It's called Sigma Cringe.
Oh my god,
it's pretty funny.
Is he gonna teach us how to walk through a door?
Honestly, it's very similar. Here it is.
If this finger right here is longer than this finger, your testosterone level is high. If this finger is at the same level, that means your testosterone is very low. If it's shorter, you probably squat to pee.
The average handshake of a man in the 1980s was 121 pounds, and the average handshake of a woman was only 92 pounds. Today, the average handshake of a man is 93 pounds, and the average handshake of a woman is 109 pounds.
That's it.
I fucking hate that guy.
I did immediately want to hold my hand up and test my fingers.
Oh, I'm testosteroned up.
I think
ring finger's longer than the index finger, right?
Mine are the exact same length. I'm low T.
Testosterone.
We've known this.
What are you, Jerrod? You the same?
So your index finger is longer than your ring finger?
If your index finger is longer than your ring finger, you squat to pee.
Oh, I do, yeah.
Wow.
Beta bitch.
Yeah. God, that's gotta hurt.
Now
You're the one that showed that video too. If I were you, I would have went like this and been like, nope, I'll find a different video.
Oh, it looks good to me.
Jared just holding it to the side so it looks
Yeah,
longer.
Jerrod's going like this. See, my ring finger's longer.
Yeah, my uncle's missing his pointer finger. The dude's testosterone to the max.
I can tell you this in my 32 years of life, that I think someone has used the ring and index finger correlation for about 100 different things.
Mhm.
This is a new one. Testosterone levels are attached to it.
Sigma cringe.
I've seen people use that to be like, oh, what is your intelligence
Mhm.
level? Like, I wouldn't be surprised if someone's like, if your ring finger is longer than your index finger, you're probably going to do some jail time. And I've seen it. Studies have been done. It's like, where the fuck are we getting that?
Dude, I think they're just making shit up and putting a cool sound behind it, and people will believe anything. Like,
Yeah.
You could do that jail time thing right now, put the right sound behind it, and people are going to believe you.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
Just like,
With some slick editing.
yep.
And yeah, if you just say it confidently.
Yep. Say something confidently with the right song and you're in.
I actually got a little tip for you guys that found out. I don't know if you guys know this or not, but take a look at your hand. Hold your hand up. If your index finger is shorter than your ring finger, you're going to be successful in life.
Oh.
If it's the same, you're probably just going to live a normal, average, middle-class life. If it's shorter, if your ring finger is shorter than your index finger, you're going to get pegged by your wife.
Whoa.
And I wish that wasn't true, but that's just life. And that's just the way it goes.
So buckle up.
Now, if you just put some music behind that, Jerrod,
Mm-hmm.
there's a lot of people would be like, I think he's right.
I can't wait for you to show up on Sigma Cringe. r/Sigma Cringe.
It's just
We got to get a grip tester in here. I got to make sure that my grip is higher than that.
Oh, for the handshake?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, that's a big deal.
I watch the entire video every time I see one of those dudes bring the grip tester to like a trade show.
Oh, yeah.
Because I'm like, welders, they got to have the strongest grip. No, steel workers, they got to have the strongest grip. I watch the whole thing every time.
It's like the receptionist that ends up having the strongest,
Yep.
according to this guy.
Yep.
It's like that's actually where guys like this and the door guy that I talked about earlier originated from. The original one of those was the first guy to talk about how firm your handshake needs to be.
Totally.
That was the origin, and everything just spiraled out of hand from hand from there.
That was the big bang. For,
Yeah, it was the big bang.
For life hacks.
Everything goes back to the firm handshake guy.
Yeah, and that had to have been early because I remember getting the firm handshake lesson from my dad.
That's got to be a thing from like the 1600s.
Yeah,
I feel like goes way back.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
that should be a fun fact, Jerrod, where the handshake originated.
Yeah, I can do that for next episode.
Hell
That
yeah.
would be a fun fact.
Mm-hmm. I don't like shaking hands, but I get really clammy. So I gotta work on that. I guess I'm a beta bitch because of it.
Yeah, you squat to pee, so
And low T.
Checks out.
Squat to pee and low T.
My sister-in-law reminded me of a moment when we were at like Christmas mass or something, and like, when you do the Our Father, you're supposed to hold hands, and I was saying next to her, so I hold her hands, and she said that I just looked over at her and go, "Your hands are disgusting." And I forgot all about it. Just apparently that's still sticking with her. Apparently she became very self-conscious about her hands. But I remember how they were so clammy, so sweaty. Just couldn't believe it.
it's funny that's the insults like that stick. Like I hung out with a buddy on Saturday that in 7th grade, I made fun of how much leg hair he had, and he wore jeans every summer for like the next 5 summers.
You're an asshole.
I know. I just made fun of it one time, and it just stuck with him. And he was wearing jeans, and we're 30 years old now. I'm like, you still wearing jeans because of what I said in 8th grade?
Scarring.
He's like, no.
That is kind of sad though, actually.
Yeah.
You should apologize, Tyler.
Did you apologize?
I doubt it. I didn't this weekend.
Just text him right now. I say I'm sorry.
Honestly, I can't sleep tonight if you don't text that guy. I feel really bad for him.
I'm not texting him.
Because it's one thing to make fun of your sister-in-law for her sweaty, clammy, disgusting hands. Another thing to change a whole guy's life by saying he's got too much leg hair.
He's fine. Jeans are his look now. I did that for him. It's an identity piece.
It's a good spin zone.
Yep.
Oh, man. Yeah. They just keep coming out of the woodwork, guys like this. Cringe alpha guys.
Mm-hmm. Ryan probably follows this unironically.
Yeah, like if I texted him about this right now and he'd be like, he would just, before I even finish, he'd be like, yeah, my ring finger's longer than my index finger.
I know where you're going with this, and I don't squat to pee.
Mm-hmm. If your ring finger's bigger than your face, you have cancer.
That was a great bit. You guys used to do that too.
Oh, hell yeah.
How does I still am amazed at how pre-internet we all did the same bits. How quickly stuff traveled by word of mouth.
It's a great bit.
It is a great bit. And then that evolved into the I can make the penny go into the water bottle. Then they go whatever and they like set it on top of it and they're like, all right, now look in there. And then they squeeze the water bottle and sprays it in the face.
That's a great one.
The guy did that to my mom once.
I was just gonna say, I should bring that back. Hit my grandparents with it. They'll fall for it.
Oh yeah.
They listen to the pod. They'll know.
I'll just bleep this whole thing.
Well,
out.
you got about 2 days to get it done.
Perfect. Just randomly, I gotta show you guys this. I came over tonight just to show you something really quick. Hold on, let me set my phone up.
Your grandma's like, I gotta go weed whack quick.
Yeah.
no, you should do it. And then like, no, I'm not doing it. I know. And then have someone standing next to her and just spray her in the face.
Gotcha.
Just anti-joke.
Just be mean.
Dousing your grandmother with water.
Happy Mother's
No,
Day.
you should do it. Be like, oh yeah. You should be like, oh yeah, you're right. You're smarter than me. Say, Grandma, I want you to come take a look at my washer.
Yeah.
Unhook the clamp on the hose and then actually get her a little diversion with the first trick.
Yeah, here's some dirty dark water for you, Grandma.
Falls over, breaks her hip.
Ah, fuck.
All for a little gag.
Yep. Whoopsies.
It's not worth it. I got a Patreon question. Mrs. Luther, how do I get
Don't.
how do I
My
get
body chemistry changed when you said that. 'Cause I'm just thinking about that potter's wheel.
how do I get over the boat ramp nerves? Also, fuck you, Miles.
Yeah, that sounds like something Mrs. Luther would say.
See, the patrons are way funnier than us.
They are.
How to get over the boat ramp nerves?
Mhm.
Um,
Great band name.
boat ramp nerves.
Yeah.
Tough to say, actually. I think it's one of those scenarios. If you're really worried about it, I'm guessing you don't have a lot of experience with backing up boats. I mean, you got to practice. So start just do a whistling session in your driveway, just in and out, making sure you got the nuts and bolts, the foundation laid. And then you're going to want to take some PTO off of work and head to the boat ramp, like just on like a Tuesday at like 10 a.m.
Mhm. After the early guys are out, before the night fishermen are coming in.
Yeah, maybe like 11, yeah.
Sometime during the day, just go out there when no one's going to be out there and just practice getting in and out. And if you can do the work beforehand, then you can just show up and just play the game.
Mhm.
Practice the way you play.
Yeah, I mean, don't bring your dad. That won't
No.
help. That'll make everything worse. In fact, actually bring your dad with when you're practicing, and you don't even have to prompt him. He'll just start yelling at you
Yeah.
and telling you how worthless you are. And basically you're a piece of shit because you can't back up a boat. And then that will prep you for when it's go time and he's not there, you'll be able to perform under pressure because you've already done it in the most hostile environment.
Mhm.
It's like when Tiger Woods' dad used to try and like distract him while he was just practicing. When it came time to tournament time, it was easy because
Yeah.
his dad made it so hard on him.
It's like when football teams practice with like crowd noise
Mhm.
from the speakers.
Crowd noise, yeah.
Fight songs.
It's a high school.
Our goal is to make practice harder than the game. So when the game starts, it's all easy.
Exactly.
Go to the game. There's 14 parents in the stands.
Do it a silent count.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's like the class. That Miami team was so good that their scout team was actually way better than all the teams that they were playing. The hardest game they had was at practice every single day.
Mhm.
The trailer thing is funny because I borrowed my dad's trailer to get that mower not this weekend, but last. And I have his Google Calendar on my phone to like know when he can babysit and stuff. And I specifically made sure to bring the trailer back when he wasn't home.
Smart, very smart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, he's showing a property on Tuesday night. That's when I'll bring the trailer back.
Oh, God.
That's crazy, by the way.
Why?
It's wild.
I didn't want him there.
What would he have done if you were there and you're backing it up?
And if I had started fucking up, he'd have come out and heckled me.
Would he have heckled you even if you didn't make it absolutely perfect?
No, but I would have collapsed under pressure. I collapsed under pressure in front of you one time.
You
I can't
did.
back up a trailer
He
if someone's
did.
watching.
He really did.
I can't do it. If someone's watching me, I completely fuck it up every time.
I watched him back up a trailer and I thought, one, that guy's got a weak handshake. Two, his ring finger is shorter than his index finger. And three, he probably, when he enters a room, turns around and closes the door. And it just was like, it hit me like a ton of bricks. Like, wow, this guy is beta.
Yep.
Face.
I just cut my ring finger off at that point.
Yeah.
I mean, but you do need to have a really bad experience backing up a trailer to lay the foundation for being someone who can in the future.
Yeah.
I remember this one time, I don't know, I must have been just got my license in high school, helped my dad like after school or something where we were doing a project and he was like, well, why don't you get in there and back this trailer up here? And it was like only like a, I don't know, 10-foot long trailer. So it wasn't long. So when you start turning the wheel, it just every little movement on a shorter trailer just starts cranking.
Short trailers are
left.
tougher.
They're tougher.
Way tougher.
Yeah.
And I had to go down like it must have been like a 50-yard little strip of driveway or whatever. And I just started S-ing back and forth. And then eventually I'd like get it going. And then it would just like one tire would end up in the grass and I have to go forward and go again. Cause that's the shitty part with the trailer. You get in the wrong spot, you have to go forward. And it's like you now have to do that stretch again. It's not like okay, I got to that point, I can keep going. And he was dying and laughing his ass off.
It's like the movie Miracle again.
Yeah,
again.
it's essentially what that was for me.
You're crying.
Yeah. It was like Michael Scott when he goes to parallel park his PT Cruiser and he just goes and he bumps into the other car. There's tons of room and he's like, I'm not going to make this one. Go to the next one. That was me backing up the trailer. But since then, because then it's like you get behind the wheel and you lock the fuck in because you're like, I'm having flashbacks of S-ing this thing down the road and my dad just giving me shit about it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and the thing is like they don't just stop making fun of you after you finally back it in. It continues.
Yeah.
For maybe years.
Mhm.
Like it's not just over once you get it in there.
Yeah, like he comes over, you're like vacuuming something, and he's like, Tyler, do you want me to show you how to back that vacuum up?
Exactly. Like, you sure you can handle this? You know you're gonna have to turn around at some point. Yeah, I think I can do it, Ted.
I could do it.
Will you please go in another room?
Close your eyes, plug your ears.
Yeah. I got a fun fact about lightning. Lightning strikes the earth approximately 100 times per second, which means there are about 8.6 million lightning strikes each day. The Empire State Building is struck about 20 to 25 times annually, thanks to its height and conductive materials used in its construction. And a lightning bolt can reach a temperature of around 30,000 Fahrenheit, which is 5 times hotter than the surface of the sun.
Damn.
So how do people survive lightning strikes?
Yeah.
I don't understand
I
that.
don't either. I didn't look that up.
Yeah, shouldn't it just vaporize them?
I don't know. Does it go through them into the ground and that's why? I don't know.
But if the heat portion, I didn't know that should just burn your body to a crisp. You can't get very close to the sun.
I know. It doesn't make sense. It's very similar to when I was confused about how things get buried if we're not making more dirt.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
How do you not die if you get struck by lightning? I mean, I know people do, but
They do. Yeah.
but like, I feel like you shouldn't be able to survive a lightning strike.
No, I think there's a dude that's survived 2 lightning strikes.
That is bad luck, man.
Yeah. Well, or great luck.
Good
Yeah.
luck, bad luck, same thing.
They always interview him on the news. This guy survived lightning strikes.
Yeah, it's just his hair is just sticking straight out, you know.
It's twitches.
Well, like you feel like it would also like do something to your, because you know how like your heart's got some sort of pulse in it that like, you know, I don't know what like when they shock you
Yeah,
to bring
yeah.
you back to life. You think if you got struck by lightning, it would fuck with your heart, you know, like make it explode or something.
Or maybe it makes your heart stronger.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's kind of like a superhero attribute. That would suck to get struck by lightning.
Wouldn't be fun.
It'd be electric.
Is it
Bad way.
true? Does anyone know that like, you know, they're like, oh, you got rubber shoes on, you're fine. Is that even true?
I'm reading the story about a guy that got struck by lightning twice, and he said it blew his boots off his body.
I don't know why it's so funny. The idea of someone getting their shoes blown off is just such a funny visual.
That's the first thing they say.
He's like, I saw a big old flash, then I knew I was going down. Yeah. Okay, so he got hit by the lightning strike twice. That same one where it hits the spot twice. The first one went through his hand, knocked his boots off, and the next one hit the ground right next to him, went up his leg and out his arm.
Oh my God.
He said it like popped his thumb.
But he was fine.
Yeah.
Shoes just go flying off.
So some random lady saw it happen, and she went over there and like administered help until the ambulance arrived. That probably saved him.
So if I saw lightning strike twice in the same spot,
I'm not running there.
it's like you have to go help him, but you're also like,
My next.
I thought that lightning couldn't strike twice.
Yeah.
And I just saw that happen. So what's to stop Mother Nature from striking a third time?
Right. God. I don't know. You don't even really want to offer him water or anything either. 'Cause you're like, oh, what do I do?
It's like, is this similar to a jellyfish thing? Do I just pee on you? What's the protocol?
You just start pissed about it.
What the fuck, man?
I don't know. Jellyfish sting, dude. You got stung by lightning. Like, what's the fuck?
Stings?
I do the same thing with bee stings too. I don't know. Am I not supposed to be doing that?
Every time I get bit by a mosquito, I piss on myself.
I mean, I'm sorry. My brain is fried. I guess I probably shouldn't tell that to you, but I don't know what's going on.
Same.
At least you try to help.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
No
Mhm.
fault on that.
Mm-mm.
You got misinformation.
I think you got to stay in the spot. He got struck twice because, like, if lightning can't strike twice, it's for sure not going to strike 3 times in the same spot.
So you think.
No.
Yeah.
So the Empire State Building gets struck 25 times a year.
Roughly.
I thought it would have been more than that.
Yeah. Do you get your money back if you're in the viewing area and you get struck by lightning?
Guess I don't
Well, I think it's like the pole goes down into the ground. So like, it's like a lightning rod, right?
it's conductive to.
Yeah. It's like,
Yeah.
so it doesn't go into the building.
Mhm.
Like that's what a lightning rod is, I think.
Yeah.
I don't know. Fuck if I
Probably
know.
to sign a waiver too to go on the observation deck.
I went on the observation deck.
Mhm.
I don't remember if I signed a waiver or not. Probably did. They put it in front of me.
You
I was
signed it.
only 12, but I still was signing whatever was put in front of me.
In crayon.
You know. Oh, is that it, Jerrod?
That's it.
All right, guys. Well, thanks for tuning in to another episode of the You Betcha Radio podcast. If you can, say congrats to Ryan if you get the chance. And have a great week, folks, and we'll see you the next one.
Ryan's napping with his newborn in tow, while the gang's left stranded in an oddball show. DIY dreams just ain't going as planned. Jerrod's more smoking, putting fire to the land. It's duct tape fixes and meltdowns galore. Tyler's washers dancing across the linoleum floor. I'd call for backup, but Luther's long away. Rome won't build itself in the light of one day. Saw Jerrod back that trailer into the lake. It's a skill he swore he mastered, oh big mistake. The mower sputters low like testosterone's tune. Can't cut the grass, might just call it quits by noon. It's duct tape fixes and meltdowns galore. Tyler's washers dancing across the linoleum floor. I'd call for backup, but Luther's long away. Rome won't build itself in the light of one day. Saw Jerrod back that trailer into the lake. It's a skill he swore he mastered, oh big mistake. The mower sputters low like testosterone's tune. Can't cut the grass, might just call it quits by noon. Saw Jerrod back that trailer into the lake. It's a skill he swore he mastered, oh big mistake. The mower sputters low like testosterone's tune. Can't cut the grass, might just call it quits by noon. Misses stack high like a mountain of woes. It's a circus act when the chaos flows. In a bluegrass sing and complain, backing up live trailers in the pouring rain. Messes, duct tape fixes, and meltdowns galore. Tyler's washers dancing across the linoleum floor. I'd call for backup, but Luther's long away. Rome won't build itself in the light of one day. Mrs. Duct Tape fixes, melt galore.
Jack Shotgun. Mary Kill. Going to the movies by yourself. Going to a concert by yourself. Going to a restaurant by yourself.
This is easy as shit,
I think
dude.
I easily kill the concert by yourself.
Same.
For sure. You're
For
crazy
sure.
to go alone.
Yeah. Now, would it be fun? I still would have fun. I try to pride myself that I can do anything alone and be comfortable.
Agreed.
I don't think I could be comfortable at a concert alone. I don't.
Yeah, it's a little bit like, what do you do with your hands? You know,
Like half of the fun is a song that you and your wife or your buddy or whoever went with you singing it at the same time.
Yeah.
well, you're not supposed to sing at concerts. The internet says
They can
You're supposed to sit down and enjoy the music.
eat shit. I'm singing.
No, I agree. Now, if I was thrust into the situation, I believe that I would be able to do it and still enjoy it. That being said, I'm killing going to a concert by yourself because that is crazy.
Now, is that if you're sitting in the stands in a seat, or like what if you were in like GA down in kind of like the
Like
pit
in
area?
the pit.
So I would try to make friends. Like if I'm in a standing situation, kind of free for all, no assigned seats, I'm making friends, dude.
Yeah.
Dude,
And you're not who you currently are. You're just a
I mean, even if I was,
but
I would have an easier time going to a concert by
Correct.
myself as me currently, because I would naturally be able to make friends.
yeah. But I think you'd still be able to do it.
people be like, why the hell is the You Betcha guy here alone?
And then I would have some snarky comeback, you know?
Yeah. Yep.
Like wife got too drunk, left her in the Uber.
Yeah.
I
He's
love
her
Florida.
problem now.
Exactly. And then
Just throw it up.
then you're out of it. You're not even thinking about that anymore.
Yeah.
You're like, I love Florida Georgia Line.
Yeah. I'm an absolute simp for Florida Georgia Line.
I think the best genre of concert to go to alone would be like a heavy metal mosh pit
For
vibe
sure.
anyway, because you're splitting up with your friends as soon as that mosh pit starts anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. Once elbows start flying, dude.
Yep.
It's yeah.
Once the bodies
Um,
hit the flow.
I would go to a restaurant more by myself than I would go to a movie by myself.
Yeah, because if you just sit at the bar or whatever.
But
Pretty
even at
normal.
even a table, I think like in college, I'd go to the dining center by myself and just kind of just enjoy it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna marry movie. I've done it before. I mean, like I prefer going with a friend, but it's really not bad going to a movie alone.
I prefer it.
Really?
Yeah. I went to,
Yeah.
oh man. What's
I've just never done it in my whole life. I've never gone to a movie by myself.
what's the
But
movie?
I'd fuck it.
What's the movie about the atomic bomb?
Oppenheimer.
Yeah, that's the only movie I
Oppenheimer.
went to by myself. It was actually very peaceful.
Yeah.
Very peaceful. Because I mean, fuck, you get you get a large popcorn.
You don't have to share that. You don't have to be passing it back and forth. And
So
like,
what? You just doing the popcorn trick by yourself?
Yeah, I mean, who else
Yeah.
gets to do it?
Pee Wee Hermaning it.
Yeah, it's really unless you're there for the previews and the time to make friends next to you. So,
Where you from?
You want some popcorn?
Hey, you want to share a tub of popcorn?
you have
I
butter. or no
swear to God,
butter?
my dick's not in it.
You're like, well, why would you say that? I was not assuming your dick was in
Yeah.
it.
I am now.
The Oppenheimer bucket shaped like an atomic bomb.
I'm just waiting for one time, like when my kid comes of age, to be able to go to a movie. I'm gonna go to a movie with my child. It's gonna be me and him, and some YBR fan's gonna come up and ask me about the popcorn.
Oh.
trick.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna be with my son, and I'm just gonna be like, "Really, dude?
Time and place. Read the room.
It's gonna happen to me at some point in my life, and then I'm gonna have to try and skate around it by telling him what the guy actually meant." You're like popcorn trick, like throw it up and catch it in your mouth. That's it.
yeah. We only do that during the previews, though. I think I'm probably gonna marry the restaurant because I also
Same.
really like people watching, and it's a great opportunity to people watch.
Yeah.
Movie, it's dark, no one's walking in. You know,
It's a great
once
time
it
to movie
starts.
watch.
A great time to movie watch. Yep. And I'll fuck the movie, and I'm killing concert.
Go to a movie to people watch.
Yeah, right.
Like you just backwards on your chair in the front row. I would be so uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Or you just, like when you walk into the theater, you always kind of stand. You have to do when you go into a movie theater, you have to do the mandatory pause.
Yes.
Once you get in to look at the seats,
Yeah.
do that, but just never
Stay
leave
there.
that spot.
Yeah. It'd be like the previews to that movie. Was it called Smile?
Yeah.
Where these like, I don't know, freaky people would like show up at MLB games and just have this fucking huge smile on their face to promo them. That'd be what it would look like.
At the movie Smile.
Yeah.
What would I do? I would marry, movie, kill concert, and fuck restaurants.
It's kind of I don't know, same church, different pew. But when you guys were younger, did you ever have was there ever a scary movie that was like the go-to with chicks or like your buddies and
I
girls
remember
there?
Paranormal Activity being
Hell
very
yeah.
popular back
Yes.
in the day.
Yep.
That one, The Grudge, and Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Mm.
Those were the
The Ring.
The Ring was
The
good.
Ring was another good one.
Yeah,
Yep.
That was a little before, but yeah.
Yep.
I remember my parents, we used to run a resort. And so there'd be a new group of people in every week. And there was one week this kid brought the Amityville Horror.
Okay.
And I was like 10 and we watched that in his cabin. And I was fucking terrified to walk
yeah.
out. So the Amityville Horror, I've watched it again now that I'm older. Like, this sucks. Like, the special effects are from the 80s. It's not scary at all. And I just remember, like, I was like almost in tears having to walk back to my house from his cabin in the middle of the woods. I was tweaking balls.
Do you think that this is going to be a very deep question? Do you think that there's anything that happened to you psychologically, the fact that your parents ran a resort, and so you would make friends with people for a week and then they would leave you and you'd never see them again, or maybe the next year you would? Do you think there's anything weird or strange about that?
No, it's definitely weird. And we only did it for one summer. So I just
you're
never
good.
saw those kids ever again.
Yeah.
But it was like,
It's kind of weird though. Like, you make friends with someone for a week.
Mhm.
Your whole life is making friends with someone for a week and then never seeing them again.
Yeah, it was weird that summer. Because like there was one week when the 6th Harry Potter book came out, and everybody at the resort was reading it, and they were all gone before we finished it. So it was like I talked to them about most of the book,
Yeah, that's
and then when we
depressing.
finished it, they had bounced, and I'm like, who am I going to talk to about this?
Tell the truth. Any loves of your life that came and gone? There had to have been a girl that you were
Dude,
like,
I'm-
I love her, and she's gonna leave me in a day, and I'm gonna be very sad.
So I'm sure there was. I was 11, so I don't really remember. But I'm sure I was, dude. I was 11 years old. I was about to hit puberty. I'm sure I was crushing hard.
Yeah. Yeah, you were.
Yeah, almost.
You were.
I was. I think it was the next year I discovered it.
Yeah, you were.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
were.
Summer loving happened so fast.
I've never seen Grease.
That weird that we brought that up. The Grease was one of the only 2 movies that we owned at the resort. So I watched Grease 1,000
It
times
actually
that
is.
summer.
I think it's a pretty good movie. Actually, my sister loved it.
Yeah.
She watched it a lot.
I enjoy it. I think it's really
I
good.
mean, there's just something about
Summer
the
Lovin'.
main character going bad at the end. Spoiler alert. You're never gonna watch it.
Well, you
Jared.
recommended it.
you should totally watch this, but here's the end.
That is true.
It's like it was that generation's Breaking Bad. You know.
Oh,
Who's that? John Travolta?
yep.
Yeah, I mean, kind of did that really Scientology.
John Travolta's Danny Zuko.
No, I know, but that's not who I'm talking about. I'm talking about Sandy.
Yeah,
Spoiler alert.
Oh, spoiler alert.
It's from the 70s.
Yeah, I mean, if you haven't seen it, you can't.
Yeah, you've had plenty
You've
of
had
time.
50 some
You've
years.
had
Yeah.
your entire life, Jared.
It's true. That's on me.
You don't know how she goes bad though.
How is it?
I'm not falling for that trap. I don't like to spoil movies.
Rizzo gets pregnant right away, but she's actually not pregnant.
Spoiler alert.
Yep.
She uses Plan B.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know if Plan B was even a thing back then.
God, just something about a heartthrob and some leather pants. You know?
I know. I mean, it's got to be one of
That's all we'll say.
it's got to be one of the most popular like couple Halloween costume outfits
Oh,
out
for
there.
sure.
Very popular.
I don't know. Luke Skywalker, Princess Leia might be up there.
Which is just
Yeah, I'd
weird
say
for
that's
a
a
couple because they're brother sister. Spoiler alert.
Yeah.
God damn it. Guys, if you want more You Betcha Radio, you got to check out our Patreon. You got to go to patreon.com/YouBetchaRadio or look us up on the app, and we have hundreds of hours of other episodes on there that you can't get unless you're signed up. So you got to check us out on Patreon. You Betcha Radio, baby.